What we're going to go over in this video is charging your tenants any scheduled charges or single charges that they expect to pay at the beginning of the next month. You can get into scheduling your rents or your recurring charges by going to AR, Scheduled Receivables. Now you can use the blue buttons on the left-hand side, or you can just use the drop down at the top and then go to Scheduled Receivables. We're going to start with the rent charge, and we can schedule through from any moment in the previous month. So we're going to charge for October 1st, I mean November 1st, but we're doing it on October 14th. You can also limit to schedule, depending on what your schedule procedures are, as well as limit to a specific tenant, a specific unit, a specific grouping of tenants or units, either by property or manager or property manager. We're going to go ahead and leave those fields blank, and we're just going to grab all of the tenants that are due to be charged rent payable on the 1st of November. And then once you click on compile, it brings up the assess rent screen. You can see you have all of your tenants up there, and you can sort by unit. You can also scroll down to all of your tenants that you have on this list. If you have a lot of tenants, then you're going to want to go to report and print out the assess rents report so that you can verify all the rents are correct on that report. You can make your notations and then go back and make any corrections, or just close back out of here and click on skip to skip anyone that's, say, moved out but hasn't been updated. Now, if you only have one or two that you need to change, you can always click on that tenant and then click on the yellow folder, which will take you into that tenant's profile where you can go in and make the change. Say the rent amount is incorrect. Once you make that change, you can just click on save, which will change it in the assess rent screen. Down at the bottom of the screen, you can sort it by tenant, you can sort it by unit. Over to the right-hand side, you can scroll down to go down through the list and make any changes that you feel you need to make. If you have a lot of changes, again, print out that report, close out of everything, go make your changes, then come back in and assess the rents. Once you have everything correct, then you can click on post. The next thing that you're going to have on a scheduled basis are recurring charges. Recurring charges could be trash, a utility bill, pool service, pest service, trash bill, anything that's due at the same time every month, and it's always the same amount. When you click on compile, it's going to bring up recurring charges. Whenever it brings up the recurring charges, again, you still have sort by tenant, sort by unit, the report button, verifying the information is correct, or clicking on the yellow folder to go into the profile to make the changes in the tenant's profile under the recurring charges tab. Once you have all the changes correct, then you can just click on post. This has posted all the rent and the recurring charges which are due at the 1st of every month. The rest of the items we'll go over in another video. Once you have everything posted, you just cancel out of this screen. The next reason or next way to charge a tenant is for things that have come up that you need to charge them for. Say that there was a plumbing work order and it was found that it was the tenant's responsibility because they clogged the toilet and it's their responsibility to unclog it. You can go to AR and you can click on Charge Tenant. When you click on Charge Tenant, you then bring up that tenant and you put in whatever the bill was that the owner's having to pay. Now, the charging the tenant doesn't pay the bill, but it does charge the tenant to reimburse the owner. Put in the amount that you expect the tenant to pay, put in a memo as to why they're expected to pay that, And if this is something that they're not reimbursing the owner for, but they're going to reimburse the management company for, then you would just X the box for Pay Management Group. This will put that $95 for glass and screen repair onto the management group profile as a reimbursement. Anything else that you expect the tenant to pay for that isn't recurring, you can just click down. You can add as many new charges as you need to add into here. This works great for tenant move-outs. It works great for move-ins that don't involve the security deposit or any fees that are move-in fees. Those are done through a tenant move-in, which we'll go over in another video. After you've verified all the charges are correct and that the total charges matches your paperwork, then you can just click on Post, or you can click on New. If you click on New, it's going to bring up another tenant. When you bring up another tenant charge screen, then you just go in and bring them up and post any charges that you need to post, and then click on Post. Or click on New if you have another tenant. Once you have all these charges posted, then you just wait for the tenants to start paying around the first of the month. This concludes charging tenants for items that are due on a scheduled basis or what you expect them to pay for due to something else. Now, the scheduled receivables, again, are always the same amount. The regular charging of the tenants can be different amounts. If you have any questions or if you want to go over anything, feel free to give us a call at the support desk and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you.